Hello, I'm Wendy Weiger, and welcome to Word from the Woods. You are looking at my winter traveling rig. It is a sled that's commonly pulled behind a snowmobile, but I pull it on snowshoes using poles, which you see propped up against the front of the sled for extra traction. The sled is attached to poles, and I attach the poles to myself by a harness that I buckle around my waist. Today is Tuesday, December 16. And last Wednesday, December 10, my birthday, in fact, I drove out of my cabin for the last time, most likely, until late April. We were expecting a snowstorm that was likely going to close any unplowed roads to vehicle traffic, other than snowmobiles. So we did indeed get the storm. And I wanted to sing with the Moosehead Community Chorus in their Christmas concert this past weekend. And that meant that I had a roughly 3.5 mile trek out from my cabin to where I had parked my car along a plowed road. Nearly 3 of those 3.5 miles, I was breaking trail on snowshoes pulling the sled. It was definitely slow going. A lot of work, good exercise, I should say. It went okay, but I have to admit I was relieved when I got to my destination and was able to load my gear into my car to drive to town. So I spent the weekend in town, sang in the concert, and did what Christmas socializing I'm going to do with my friends, because now I am heading back into my cabin to spend Christmas in the solitude of the snowy woods. So on the sled here, I have some food, I have my clean laundry. That white bag on the top are fresh eggs that I hope will not break on the trip in. I may lose a few of them. I'm hoping most of them will stay intact. Okay, so this is how it works. One foot in front of the other, mile after mile. I am following the tracks that I made when I went out to town. So that makes the going a little bit easier than it was coming out. Although this time I'm carrying a fair bit of extra food, so I think I have a heavier load. So maybe 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Home sweet home at last. I started my trek shortly before sunset. The sun sets early as we approach the winter solstice. So I did most of my walk under headlamp in the dark, which was fine. The temperature was pleasant. About 26 degrees when I started out, 23 when I got to my cabin, almost too warm for outdoor activities in the winter. I had to take my hat off. I was getting hot. So here in my cabin, it's 30 degrees. A little warmer than the outside. I get some passive solar heating through the windows. But the first priority when I get into the cabin and start to settle in for the night is to get a fire going. In the winter, fire is life itself. It's now Wednesday, December 17th. It was too dark last night when I got to my cabin to show you any views from my land. I slept well after my trek in, and I feel I'm well and truly settled in for the winter. I have plenty of food and firewood, so I can stay warm and well fed. I am not planning to head back to town anytime soon. I am looking forward to spending the weeks here, kind of alone, but not in real solitude. There are plenty of creatures around. On my way in last night, I heard the croaking of a raven, the yipping and yowling of coyotes. This morning, a gray jay came up to inspect my cabin. This is a typical gray early winter day. There are icy pellets of snow spitting from the sky. The mountains are half obscured in mist. The lake is starting to ice over. and I am really looking forward to celebrating the Christmas holiday here and to sharing it with you. So stay tuned.